Okay, I think we should begin. Good evening, everybody. And I'm Sister Noreen Halley. I'm the principal of St. Vincent Martyr School, and I'm in my 11th year, 10 as principal. My first year here, I taught 4th and 5th grade math and social studies, so I got an inside look. And it's been a great, I can't believe 11 years have almost gone by. So I thank you for joining us tonight. And I hand you over to Father George.
Thank you, Sister. Good evening, everyone. It is so good to see you all here tonight. I'm so excited to have so many here. And I'm just going to lift a little prayer to start us off, and then I'm going to offer a few comments. And then I'm going to have to kind of break away from the meeting because I have another meeting at 7:30, but I'm glad to be able to begin this time with you. So let's take a moment now to be together in the presence of our loving God, right? Even though we're all in different places at this moment, we are held together by that love. So let's be together in the love of God. And Lord God, we just want to thank you for bringing us all together here this evening to take a look at our wonderful school, St. Vincent Martyr School, and to help these families and these parents to discern what direction to take for their children's education and, equally important, for their children's formation. And so, Lord, we just ask you to send your Holy Spirit to all of the families gathered here and for all who will be presenting our school tonight. May that Spirit work in all to bring forth a clearer and a deeper understanding of the mission of our school and what our school is about. And Lord, may you help and lead and guide our parents and our families here tonight to make the decisions, of course, that will best benefit their children on their journey through life. So Lord, thank you. Thank you for all of the blessings that you've given us. Thank you for the ways that you've sustained us during this time of pandemic. Thank you for your constant loving kindness in our life, Lord. And we just ask that filled with that loving kindness, we may always show that to others. Bless our time together tonight. Bless all who are gathered here. Bless our school family and all the families who are gathered here to look tonight at our school. And we make this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen. So once again, I want to thank all of you for being here tonight, to welcome you. My name is Father George, and I've actually been a part of St. Vincent Martyr Parish and School for almost 12 years now. Actually, next Tuesday, it'll be my 12th anniversary of coming to St. Vincent Martyr Parish and School. And I'm putting those two words together, parish and school, because that's one of the things that makes St. Vincent Martyr very, very unique. We are one of the few remaining what we might call parochial schools, okay, which means a school that's specifically connected to a parish. And when I use the word connected, I use that very intentionally because there is a wonderful, wonderful bridge between our parish and our school. Certainly the school enriches the life of the parish. The school brings such joy and vibrancy to the life of the parish. And the parish ministers to the school and is present to the school and supports the mission of the school in every way. So there is a good, solid relationship between our parish and school. And that's what makes us very, very proud to bear the name of St. Vincent Martyr. Now, when we talk about St. Vincent Martyr School, we're talking about a school that was founded in 1848. We are the oldest Catholic parochial school in the state of New Jersey. And I think there's something really beautiful to be said about that because it really speaks to our stability and our foundation and our vibrancy as a school. You know, we've been in existence all of these years, and we know that we're going to continue being a presence in the Catholic school world and in the greater community for years to come. But it's kind of nice, you know, having that sense of being a part of this established organization, this established community that's been in place for so long. The school was founded by the Sisters of Charity, and we're blessed to have a Sister of Charity as our principal right now. And we have a very close relationship with the sisters, and that's also another blessing in our school. There are two things I think, and I think you might have picked up on that in my prayer today. First of all, I believe that our parish school offers to our children an outstanding education. And I don't say that just from a distance, because I myself am pretty involved in the life of the school, present to the school in various ways of ministering spiritually, but I also teach the 8th grade religion curriculum, and I'm shoulder to shoulder with the teachers in the administration of our school. And I see their dedication. I see how they take the work that they do, not as a job, but as a ministry. And I think a great testimony to that has been their dedicated perseverance through this whole time of pandemic. It's been incredible. And I believe that teachers, both public and Catholic school teachers, are really the frontline workers, or part of the frontline workers in this very challenging time. So I just want to speak to our dedicated faculty. You'll find in them people who really care about your children, who really will love your children. You'll find in Sister Noreen somebody who truly shepherds this community with a shepherd's heart. And you'll find in Ms. Gisoldi, our vice principal, someone who is dedicated to the smooth running and the way that things can progress most efficiently and most well in the life of the school. So certainly we offer an outstanding education. At the same time, we offer a wonderful formation for your children. At the base of that are our Catholic values. We are a Catholic school, and we are proud of bearing that name Catholic. And so certainly we bring these Catholic values, gospel-based values, to everything we do in our work with their children. We teach the gospel message. We try to live that message out loud. And even if you come to us from a different faith tradition other than Roman Catholic, we embrace that, and we try to find the things not to divide us that connect, but rather connect us and move us together forward in faith. So I just think it's wonderful that we can really put our faith front and center, and that we can live that in a way that we're able to speak a language to the children that embodies what this faith is all about and calls forth from them the best version of themselves. And that's kind of our definition of holiness, that holiness is being the best version of ourselves. And my friends, I really think that being the best version of ourselves is being the version of ourselves that's most imitating of Christ, that's most like Jesus. And that's what we strive to do and everything to do to help our children to think, to act, to speak as Jesus would think and act and speak. So certainly our faith is such a central part of who we are as a school community, and that goes side by side with our sense of education. Our mascot for St. Vincent Martyr School is the eagle, and of course the eagle is the one that flies high, has that wider vision, and that's what I think we try to give to our children, that bigger vision, that vision of what we call the kingdom of God, which the Lord Jesus calls us to embrace in our life of discipleship, and which kind of calls us to be the best, to look for the best, to try to seek the most loving and compassionate and caring ways of going at life. So I just feel that our school has so much to offer. I'll be celebrating 40 years as a priest in May, and every single parish that I've been in along the way has been a parish with a school, because I strongly believe in Catholic education. I think that it offers so much, again, not only to the life of our children, but to you, their families. And so we are committed here to offering you the best that we can. We're committed to being present to you in every way we can. And I just sincerely hope that you give very, very serious consideration about becoming part of our parish school family, because it'll make a difference not only in the life of your children, but it'll make a difference in your own life too. So again, I want to thank you for being here tonight, and I want to thank Mary Brooks for doing all the work that she does to kind of bring us to this point, and she is certainly a blessing to us in our life. So I thank you, and thank you to Karen for her good work and the way that she gets this information out to you so that you can come and see the good things happening here at St. Vincent Martyr. So God bless you all. And if you have any questions at all, give me a phone call. Just go on our website. My call is there. I'm much better at phone calls than emails. Okay, I'm bad at emails. So give me a call if you have any kind of question that you might have. I'm happy to talk to you, and happy to share with you anything I can about our school and our parish. So again, good to have you with us tonight. Sister, anything else that you want me to speak to, or?
No, Father George, you're fine. Father George is the busiest man I know, but he's here every single day. He helps us with drop off in the morning and pick up in the afternoon, and he had to learn a whole new way of teaching. But he really is the spirit of our school. He injects positivity. The kids think he's the Pied Piper. He sings "This Little Light of Mine," a version of it that you will hear no place else. So I thank Father George for his involvement. He really has injected a lot of joy, a lot of positive energy, even on days when we struggle, because it's not been easy. The teachers had to learn a whole new way of teaching. So thank you, Father George.
Thank you, sister. And I have to say that I am so proud of our school too, because I think we really rose to the occasion in trying to deal with the challenges of these days, particularly of the pandemic. And I'm proud to be part of this parish and school family. So folks, again, anything I can offer you by way of conversation, well, please give me a call. Enjoy the rest of this evening. I'm sure it's going to be splendid. And like I say, I'm off to another meeting. So have a great night, everyone. Bye-bye now.
Thank you, Father George. So I think a word that describes us is community. We have a very connected community with the teachers, the students, and parents are very involved. So I'm going to hand you over to one of our parents that's very, very involved in our school. Karen Collins does our communications and our website and everything on the website. She is just brilliant. She has done our admissions and made it more seamless than it used to be. So I'll hand you over to Karen to give her perspective as a parent.
Right. Good evening. Happy to be here tonight. When Sister asked me to speak as a parent representative, I was, very happy to oblige her with that. I do think I bring several different perspectives to the table, which is nice. I can kind of give you a past, present, and future state of everything. Little background, I have 2 students currently enrolled in the 2nd and 5th grades, and I have 2 children who have graduated from the school who are currently in high school. Sophomore and a senior heading off to college next year. So we've been here from pre-K 3 on, so I can, just sort of cover a lot of different bases that, other people may not be able to. So the history, a little back, if I jump to the past, start there. About 16 years ago, when my daughter was 2, we were starting to look around for preschools and had started to explore. And at the end of Mass, there was an announcement made that there was an open house at the school. And to be honest with you, I don't even think I realized that they had a preschool here. I knew there was a big elementary school, but I said, it's our parish, we should obviously go look. And we came over and took a look. Now, pre-COVID days, the way that this was structured was in the evening, there would be a presentation, in person in the gym with different speakers from, faculty, administration, staff, parents, students. So you'll get a little bit of that tonight. And then I'll try to kind of walk you through some of the experience you're missing since we can't do things in person, kind of share, convey what I had experience walking through the doors. After the presentations, the students, middle school age students would give us tours of the building, and the teachers would be available to answer questions. And then the next morning you could come back to the school and kind of see everything in action with some of the mom volunteers, kind of leading you and explaining things to you, which was nice. So the first night, I think, the presentations were obviously polished and wonderful, and it was great to hear everything, but the kids really clinched it for me. They were amazing. These are, 11, 12-year-old kids who could be very, awkward potentially. They were so poised. They were confident, they were friendly, they were enthusiastic, but there was nothing coached about anything they said. They were very honest, genuine, just really happy to, be there showing off their school. So that was very engaging. They could think on their feet, and answer questions and engage with adults. And it was very impressive. And a lot of them had started preschool here. So it was kind of interesting to get a glimpse into what they became. So I found myself coming here looking for a preschool and starting to think a little bit longer term that night. I came back the next morning and, wanted to see everything in action. And I had gone to Catholic school myself. So everything was kind of, familiar in terms of, the kids were crisp and clean uniforms and very orderly, walking through the hallways and, participating nicely in class and engaged. So that was very familiar to me, but they weren't, automatons or oppressed or anything like that. It was, very just nice, calm, orderly, but there's a sense of warmth and hope and just happiness here, which it wasn't as familiar to me. Not that my Catholic school was oppressive, but I don't think it was as joyful a place as St. Vincent's is. The kids are very, very happy to be here. The mothers who volunteer their time very nicely to walk around the building and explain things, just really showed me this was more of a community, all different volunteer opportunities, ways to meet people in the community, get to know stuff, get to, question mothers who had older children about stuff that, I'd be interested in as a first-time mom. So it was really nice, and the facilities are beautiful. I think that was another thing that interested me and intrigued me about sending my daughter here for preschool. It's part of a larger building. So there's, a beautiful gym. When it's inclement weather, they can't go on the playground. They can take advantage of that. There's a nice library. There's a computer lab, music, art rooms. As the kids get older, they participate in some of these things. Even pre-K4, I think, participate in some of those programs as well. Spanish language instruction, all kinds of extra things that I may not get someplace else. It's just a preschool. So that was, pretty impressive. So as I said, started to think about it a little longer term. And I have to be honest, I went to Catholic school. My husband went to public school. We moved into town before we had children, but knowing it had a very good, fine public school district. And I was very content to maybe take advantage of that. I know, my parents saw the value of Catholic education. I got a lot out of my Catholic education. But I know it was a sacrifice, for them to do that. And I didn't, necessarily have to do that here because the school district was great. But I have to say it was really the best investment I made in my children's lives. They're very, very accomplished children. And I think everybody will say that. It's not just an academic thing, but they've really realized their potential. And I think all students who go here do that, whether they're in preschool, whether they're in 8th grade, they really, every aspect of their development is tended to. We say a big thing is educating the whole child here, emotionally, spiritually, physically, academically. It really does happen. It comes through. So that is sort of the past. As I said, I didn't know then that I thought I might be in for the long haul, but I didn't know for certain. So we're here 16 years later and 3 additional children having gone through the school. So obviously I endorse it greatly. Present experience is, excellent as well. I wouldn't be here otherwise. And I know probably the big elephant in the room is just COVID and how that's affected everything. And I can, speak very candidly, about how the schools handle that in the spring and then, this year as well. In March, we were sent home for what we thought was going to be 2 weeks of instruction at home. And I think everybody felt that they could do that and hang in there. And who knew that we would be there the rest of the school year. 2 weeks later, we were coming to collect all of their things, and the teachers were scrambling now to deliver uncertainty into the future, how long we were going to have to do this. And but they rose to the occasion. They really organized things and got the kids educated despite the challenges. I have to say, it was difficult, I'm sure everybody struggled with it. My husband and I went from 2 people working at opposite ends of the house by ourselves from home to now 6 people home constantly, 2 grumpy teenagers who didn't get to do their sports or be with their friends and all that kind of stuff. But, at least they were self-sufficient. The 2 younger ones were in, 1st and 4th grades at this point. So they were capable of doing the work that was assigned and engaging, with the teachers. But some of the skills that they would have learned, more in middle school, which prepared my older 2 for kind of being on their own, they had to learn quickly, and I had to assist them with it. They didn't really understand how to manage their time or prioritize their tasks or, get everything organized. So that was probably the most difficult thing, but I had to assist them with that. But in a way, I really kind of appreciated it because it was an opportunity to be more day-to-day with their learning, rather than just having, reviewing homework and preparing them for tests or seeing what kind of project assistance they might need. I was more engaged. So I really got to see the breadth and the depth of the education that I hadn't seen before, even as an engaged parent. So it was actually a really good opportunity. And I have to say, speaking to friends and family who have children the same age, St. Vincent did it the best out of anybody that I know. The work that they were given in the spring was not busy work. There was nothing that was a waste of time. These teachers really, really strove to get these kids the education they would have gotten in the classroom, despite the circumstances. So I really felt by the end of the school year that my kids were well prepared for the next year. I don't think they slid academically. I think they met, everything. And I can kind of say that too, having, have two older ones, I kind of knew where these two should be at. And I felt very confident that they were where they were supposed to be at. It was difficult, it wasn't easy, but it worked out. So I think what happened was at the end of the year, everybody kind of took a breath and kind of recovered a little bit, but not very long. I think within 2 weeks, Sister Noreen and Father George, had assembled a pandemic response team to prepare for next year, because we knew we had to, even though we made it through, we did a good job, we needed to do it, better. And so it consisted of faculty, staff, parents with particular skills, health officials, all, getting the diocese and the state and the town involved and understand what the restrictions were. And again, if everybody remembers, back in the summer, it was a moving target. Nobody knew what we were going to be doing in September. So they prepared for every kind of circumstance that you could imagine. Are we going to be fully remote again? What does that look like? What can we do better? Are we going to be in person? How do we keep everybody safe and healthy if we're all here? Is it a hybrid approach? How does that work? So every scenario was accounted for. There was, presentation at the end of the summer to the parent community about how we would be moving forward, and very well done. The amount of just physical changes to the building and investment in that is amazing. There's, all kinds of PPE all over the place, sneeze guards and panels and, hand sanitizing stations. The desks all had to be moved around, the classrooms reconfigured to make space and, keep things, keep the kids at safe distances from one another, keep the teachers safe. Beyond that, then the technology investments that were made in terms of outfitting every room in the school with a camera, and so that the teachers could instruct students at home or in the classroom. And then the infrastructure just to support that, the bandwidth of having kids, already in the middle school on their Chromebooks all the time, and some of the kids in the younger grades using their Chromebooks part of the time. And now everybody's, broadcasting and live streaming. Lots of upgrades made there so that we wouldn't, be glitchy, as the kids say, in the classes. So really, really amazing. But, I guess right before school, the official determination based on numbers and things was that, health numbers and COVID, transmission rates, was that we would be hybrid. At least the kids would get to be in class, a few days a week, which was better than nothing. But I was still a little apprehensive, having gone through a very tough spring with the kids. But I would say within a couple of weeks, everybody got the hang of it. I wasn't quite sure how these poor teachers were going to tend to the kids in the classroom and tend to the kids at home, and would the kids at home feel removed from the situation or anything like that. And it's been seamless. It's been, once the kinks were kind of worked out and everybody got it, I really feel like I still work in the dining room with my children. I'm sitting there doing my work during the day while they're sitting at the dining room. When on the days they're at home, I overhear everything. They're engaged. They're not separated from the class. The teachers really make a very great effort to include them. There's no wall between what's going on in the classroom, what's going on at home. They call on them. They ask them questions. They participate. It's truly, truly amazing to see. So I'm very pleased and very hopeful for the future. I think the goal is to try to get everybody fully in the class, all the kids at one time, safely and healthy way back into the classroom. So I'm hoping we can do that. So speaking, I guess, to the future, then I can attest to the fact that the students who go through the school are very successful. They may be kind of big fish in a little pond here, but they go on to all kinds of different things. There are a number of them who do go on to the larger public high schools, but they're they're still big fish in a big pond. They become the leaders over in those schools and do very, very well. A lot of them choose to go to some of the smaller private high schools. They generally get into their high schools of choice, which are very competitive. A lot of them are awarded merit scholarship money. I think if you look on the website, we've got a list of, I think one of our larger classes was about 50 graduates, and they were in excess of, like, I think $850,000 collectively. They were awarded in scholarships for high school based upon their merits and grades and values and attributes and characteristics. So that's impressive. There's also Morris County has a public school system that has very competitive, and sometimes even more competitive than the private high schools, academies, geared toward, health sciences, veterinary sciences, environmental sciences, biotechnology, cutting edge things, global supply chain management, multimedia. Sometimes there are hundreds of kids competing for 15 or so spots in those programs. And we've gotten a lot of graduates in there too. So it's, impressive that, what they achieve in the end. As I said, my daughter's going through, the college process now. We're very pleased with the universities that she's gotten into. She's got a great future ahead of her. All the friends that she had that she graduated with are moving on to things, good places and good acceptances to great universities. Their older siblings are now even graduating from universities, getting great jobs. So I can tell you from, having been here in your spot, 16 years ago, went by quickly. I can't imagine that I would be here, but it's worth every moment you invest in time and energy and volunteerism and the tuition and everything you do. It's just worth it. You won't get a better experience for your children. They will really reach their full potential and have skills and values and character that will sustain them through their entire lives. So that's my experience on it. I have a video from one of our students here, so she can kind of give you the student perspective. So I will share that with you now.
There are many things I love about St. Vincent Martyr's School.
I turned my volume down before. Let me get it back up.
There are many things I love about St. Vincent Martyr's School, but one thing there are many things I love about St. Vincent Martyr's. There are many things I love about St. Vincent Martyr's School, but one thing I especially love is the fact that everyone here pushes you to be the best version of yourself. I've been at this school since I was in 2nd grade, and now, as an 8th grader, I really understand how much this school motto has helped me be who I am today. The teachers are always challenging us, so we strive to be our very best. The students as well are always helping one another and trying to make each other better. That's another great thing about SVMS, is that the grade sizes are not large, so we get to know everybody. No matter what class you end up in for the year, you will always have someone you can call a friend. I've made new friends every year I've been here, and my class has always had a lot of fun together. From mock trials to laughing 2 times the average person, every day you will find the comfort of community here at St. Vincent Martyr's School. The power of prayer flows throughout the hallways, and in religion class, we don't just learn about the history of Catholicism, but also how we can be evangelists ourselves, and by letting our light shine wherever we go. The staff does an amazing job of keeping everyone so positive, even in the midst of a global pandemic. I could go on and on about what makes this school so special, but you probably don't want to hear me talk for an hour, so I'll sum it up how this school has affected me. I feel very confident about my transition into high school and next year, and how St. Vincent's has prepared me academically, as well as teaching me to always trust in God and be the best version of myself wherever I go.
All right, so at least you get to get a little bit of the experience that I had in terms of, the speakers and the teachers you'll get to speak to later. I think there's a video walkthrough of the school that will be sent to everybody attending after the meeting, so kind of give you another glimpse. But whatever we can do to kind of, send to you what the experience is in person. We'd love to see everybody in person. Hopefully we'll get there where people can come and visit. But I just wanted to, share my experience with you. And if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them as a parent at the end. But I'm going to hand it over to the admissions director, Mary Brooks, who I think probably a lot of you have spoken to in recent weeks, months. So I know some of them are waiting a long time to get into the school. So without further ado, I will pass things off to her. So have a great evening. Thanks for coming.
I'm Mary Brooks, and I have the privilege of helping you become part of our family. I've been here over 30 years of my life, and I consider it an honor and a pleasure to try to get other Christian Catholic families involved with a really wonderful school. I have 16 years of Catholic education myself. I consider it a great blessing in my life, and I've been able to pass it on to my children, and I now have 10 grandchildren, and they are all, I hope, headed on the right paths in life also, because of the great foundation you get in Catholic schools. And I think in the world we're in, we're all looking for foundations. We've had many, many, many calls just through the pandemic because our school is open. Our teachers have worked tirelessly. The parents also tirelessly to make this a reality for their children. And even though the little children from preschool up, some of them, of course, they wear the little masks and we're around, they are still filled with joy. Every day is a great learning experience, and we all make an effort to make this as normal and wonderful as possible. From Father George to Sister Noreen, to the teachers, to the aides, everyone's working tirelessly to make this happen. So I welcome you, and I hope I can give you a feel for the school as much as Sister, Father has, Karen has. You'll find that we are here and dedicated to the education and the character formation of your children. We will go the distance and will help you any way we can. I'll help you with the admission process as much as I can. Usually Sister teases me, I give the Taj Mahal tour of the school in person, and believe me, I miss doing it on a personal level. It's such a joy for me to go up and down the halls, visit the classrooms, see the teachers so engaged, the children so engaged, and the children sell the school just by their joy and their love of learning. And people recognize the sincerity and the truth in what we do. We are the oldest Catholic school in the state of New Jersey, and I think that's in itself speaks volumes. We have people who come back and visit regularly just to see the school again, come back and visit. I had a gentleman once years back who just wanted to sit in the lobby. He said he graduated in like 1934, and he wanted to just sit in the lobby and feel what was going on. So there's a continuity, which is what I think is so important. You're going to get the values I think you're looking for your child. You're going to get the education that you're looking for. The teachers, as I say, and the students, we all are a family here. Sister Noreen goes out of her way to know each and every child in the building. And when I worked in the office with Sister, there were days she'd say, Mary's, so-and-so doesn't look so happy today. We'll keep our eye on that child. So, and if somebody was late picking up, we'd say, oh, you're going to have pizza with us today, while we're waiting for your mom or something. So we really make an effort to make you feel at home here. And I think from preschool up, the preschool teachers are eye to eye. They're down on the circle time, sitting on the carpet with the children, up into the 7th and 8th graders who don't want to leave, a lot of them at graduation. They feel such a connection to our school. Already our 8th graders are receiving acceptance letters for next year to their high school, which I think is a tremendous accolade, considering a lot of schools, the kids aren't even in school. And our kids are progressing, they're learning, they're going ahead. And of course, the academics are great. And I thought our school was good before COVID. I think our school is even greater now because everybody here has just committed themselves to rolling up their sleeves and doing the best we can, which is why I think a lot of you are here. I think you picked that up in our literature and our website and my conversations with you. I think you're looking for what we have. I just hope we have room for all of you, to tell you the truth, because we have a lot of people interested. So as part of my admissions piece, I'd like to really work with you, and Bridget Mantone and Mary McGuire in the office will also work with you. We're a team. So reach out to any or all of us, and I promise you we'll do our best. If I can give tours with Sister's permission and the state's permission as we go forward, I'm happy to do that. But we do have a virtual tour, which Karen has put together, and it's beautiful. You can at least see the building. But the first chance we get, I'll take you on a tour. Also, we'll set up a time when you can screen and test and even shadow someday, hopefully, where your child could come in from first grade up and spend part of the day or all of the day and get to go through the curriculum, go, class to class and see what goes on, get a feel for the building. And we'll do that. As I say, we do it tomorrow if we could. So I think you know that. And I promise you, Sister and I, we will set it up, we'll get it going and welcome you as we would other years, make you feel part of the community. Over the summer, we have times where you get together. We have an ice cream social. Next year in September, October, we usually have a wine and cheese party for the new families. So looking forward, which we have to keep doing, we'll make it happen for you as best we can. And the next thing for me to really emphasize with you is if you really, really, after tonight, and I'm sure you will when you meet the teachers and break off into your rooms, if you wish to go forward with the process, if you've done an inquiry form and you've decided tonight it sounds like a place you'd like your child to spend the next number of years of their life, you could go and you'll find the application piece. We will release that to you and you can fill it out. The only monies right now that you need to worry about is it's $150 registration fee per family, not per child, per family. If you're kindergarten, preschool, or first grade, we asked that there be a $300 tuition binder money that is given. That money says, we want to be here. We want you to save us a spot. But if for any reason, up until, into August, if for some reason it doesn't work out, the $300 will be refunded to you. So we're not here, to make life difficult. We're trying to make it easy. We've just found over the years that $300 tells us that we call it good faith money, that you're serious and you really want to be here. The others is just $150. At the same time, we ask that the preschoolers send a copy of your birth and baptismal record. And of course, as it goes on, you'll need your health records sent to us, your immunizations. And the older children, we would need a transcript. Now, you could send us copies of the report cards for now or standardized tests if you have any from previous years. And then, of course, in May and June, as you get closer to the end of the year, your school where you're at now will send us all of your records. We'll send you a release form that you sign and your school will send it. So other than that, honestly, it's that simple. Once you make up your mind, and the sooner you do it, especially preschool, kindergarten, first grade, get those forms in, and we will let you know as soon as we can if you're accepted. Some of the grade levels, we do have a waiting list, but we will put you in an orderly fashion. Going into fifth grade right now is kind of like the way the highways used to be, scrunched in there. We have a waiting list. So give us a little time, but I promise you, sister and I are due diligent, keeping our eye on it and making sure that you get in a very fair way. And don't give up. This is only January, right? I've been doing this a long time. The list we have now may not be the same list we'll have in spring or even June or July and even August. So be patient. And I promise you, I will work as hard as I can to open up this wonderful, wonderful Catholic journey you'll take with your child. So welcome, and I'm so happy to meet you, and I hope to be able to meet you in person very soon. So God bless you all, and welcome to St. Vincent's. Let me see.
Okay, so you've heard from everybody that you needed to hear from. You've heard from Father George, our pastor, from Karen, a parent, from Elle, one of our students, and Mary, the admissions director. And I think they sum up my role. I really don't have much to do, so I'm not going to keep you for too long at all. I just want to acknowledge Mr. Zaldi, our vice principal, who does a tremendous job, and we work hand in glove together to keep the school on the right track. And I recognize all the teachers who are here who've worked very hard. Really, my role I see as a conductor of an orchestra, but there comes a time in the school year where I can put down the baton and just let the music play without me. And that happens very quickly because we have a team of very, very dedicated teachers and staff here, from the maintenance right up to our 8th grade teachers. So if I was to describe my philosophy, I try my best to create a happy atmosphere where the teachers are happy to be here, where the children are happy. That's basically my philosophy, because I believe if we have happy children, they'll do anything for us, that we don't have to force them, cajole them, push them. They're just, if they're happy in the building, and I have to say, when they get out in the morning, most of them run into the school. So that's a credit to the teachers that have them. So what we're going to do right now is that some of you have just a child or maybe 2 children in a certain grade level. And so you'll meet with teachers from those grade levels. If you have a child in 2 grade levels or 3 grade levels, we'll try our best to make it work for you so that you can get to see the teachers of the children of that your children would have next year. So I thank you very, very, very much for coming here tonight. And I hope that you got enough information. And as Mary said, you all know Mary, but you also have 2 other people in school, Bridget Mentone and Mary Maguire, to guide you along the process. And Karen actually does all the behind the scenes work for the process. So good luck, and I know that you'll enjoy meeting the teachers. So welcome back, and I hope you got as much information as you needed. Does anybody have any questions? Sometimes maybe you asked a question that might be administrative rather than from the teacher's perspective. So if anybody has a question, feel free to ask if you feel you need more information from me.
Sorry, I think Mary mentioned this before, sister, so forgive me, but when do we find out if we've been accepted? So for pre-K 3, for example, when will we actually be told if we've been accepted for September?
Are you in the system now? Have you done an inquiry?
Oh, yes, I've sent everything in.
And an application?
Mm-hmm.
And you sent in your birth and baptismal?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so that should be very shortly.
Because, oh, okay. I just didn't know if it was a certain point in the year.
No, yeah. So if you sent everything in, because I just heard Mary McGuire to say today there's only 2 spots left in pre-K 3. So if you're in the system, you're definitely in.
Oh, okay. I see.
If you were missing paperwork, she'll continue to reach out, but we'll do a formal welcome soon.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, I submitted my daughter's paperwork for pre-K 3, but we didn't enroll her for pre-K 3 last year. Do we need to resubmit for pre-K 4?
She didn't come last year. Yes.
But she's in the system. I was trying to update it, but there's no edit mode.
Okay, if you call, do you have a pen with you?
I can get one.
Yeah, that's yeah, or you could type it in somewhere.
Yes, actually,
Yeah.
okay, we can do that.
Okay, it's 973-377-1104, extension 202. And that's Mary McGuire. She can go into the system and let you know what's happening with your application.
Okay, it's 377
1104, extension 202.
Okay, perfect. Sounds
Okay.
good. Okay.
What
And-
grade do you have waiting lists?
Right now, 4th grade into 5th grade.
So every grade up until 5th grade?
Pre-K 3, pre-K 4, to be honest, even kindergarten are tight. Like there might be a few spots left in pre-K 3, pre-K 4, kindergarten. But and 4th grade, 4th into 5th is definitely very tight.
Okay,
Everything else is good right now.
okay.
And when it comes to, you know, we usually do testing. So we actually have some kids that are fully remote, and we're in the midst of exams, and our fully remote children have been coming into school to take their exams socially distanced in the cafeteria or the gym. So when it comes to assessment, I can certainly facilitate that. If weekends are better for you than rushing from one school to the other, we can facilitate that. If you'd like more information about the grade level that your children are coming to, we could probably arrange Zoom meetings with the whole team, especially if you're 4th and 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th, and you'd like to get a better flavor, and you could bring your child. It might be good for the teachers just to see the child. The same actually from 1st grade to 3rd, if you'd like more information, and we have 2 of each grade right now. So if you'd like a private Zoom with the teachers to ask curriculum questions and services that we have, just feel free to reach out to Mary Brooks and she can let me know and we'll arrange that.
Extension 202.
So if you've done an inquiry and you've completed your application and you're anxious about where you might be, it would be good to call Mary McGuire. So it's 973-377-1104, extension 202.
377.
Mommy.
37. Little 37.
And so I hope you enjoyed meeting our teachers. It's a pleasure for me to work with them. They're very dedicated. It's been a tough year. Actually, today is a historic day. It's day 90. We're exactly halfway through the year. And I am just so proud. We have been in school. We've been in school every single day that we could be here. So I think that's been good. So I thank you for coming, and we'll certainly continue to pray for you all. It's a tough time to make any decision because we're acting like if we come back in September, we're going to be the way we always were. We're going to be back fully. We're going to be back every day. That's our plan. We had to totally adjust our pre-K this year to accommodate the social distancing and the mask wearing, but our hope is that we'll be able to have full classes again next year as always. So God bless you, and let us continue to pray for each other. If you want to reach out to me, my email is nholly@svmsnj.org. If you want to ask me, there are no silly questions at all. Anything you want to ask, or if you email me and you want to have a chat, just put your phone number in there. If there's information or anything beyond tonight that you want to know. We're here for you, and we hope to see you and your children, hopefully see you in person next year and your children in person. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for putting up with us, and we hope you'll become part of our school family. God bless you.